So, as far as I can tell, our baseline has been corrupted. And if you want to liken it to a computer system, it would be the same thing as saying your operating system is corrupted. And it's the same thing that they've all been saying. All the sources are saying the same thing in different words. Baseline has been corrupted, so that's why everyone's always trying to get back to the correct baseline via artificial means. So with alcohol, with weed, with psilocybin, with DMT. We're even supposed to have a natural DMT drip all the time, and even that has been stopped. So even well, with Carlos Castaneda, Don Juan says that the entity that feeds, he says that entity gave us its mind. So it's not just that we're being manipulated, it's that we, via the mind that we call our own, do the manipulating ourselves. So it's a co-opted baseline. We actively participate in it. And that's why when people talk about meditation, they say you have to surpass the mind. You're surpassing the co-opted mind. And that's why they say you can't use the mind to get beyond the mind, because again, that mind would know that it's ordering its own demise in a sense, and therefore would not want to do that. Also, in A Course in Miracles, where the more modernized Jesus speaks, he mentions that, I think he calls it the altar. He says the altar has been defiled and that we can't look at it. I don't know if it was those exact words, but that was the exact premise, was that our divinity has been taken over, leached, whatever you want to call it, stolen, the fall. All those things are talking about the same thing. And in A Course in Miracles, Jesus says you can't, humans, which he calls the sonship, and the sonship refers to all of creation, not just humans, as far as I can tell. Maybe it's just humans, but he says we can't bear to look at it, and that's what we're avoiding the whole time, is to look at the defilement in order to be able to clear it. And that's also what the crucifixion has to do with, which I think is different than how the Abrahamic religions portray it. They like to portray it as a blood sacrifice. and that keeps the death model running. So it's mixing the pure, or the Christ consciousness, or the fix, with the artificial death model. So that's why it confuses everybody, because they're saying everlasting life, but they're also talking about blood sacrifices and death at the same time. So the living soul can't comprehend that. So it's a paradox. But our baseline has been corrupted. So with everyone talking about how humans are divine eternal beings and all-powerful, if you're in a body and you look inside and you see that all these powers are seemingly lacking, and you don't have telepathic abilities, and you are very susceptible to all kinds of sickness, illness, and negative emotions, then you see that while maybe that's true in humans' original form or intention, that's not the case now. And a co-opted baseline makes sense, because we can't stand being in it. We can't stand being with ourselves without the aid of something external, something artificial. So for us to regain our purity, we have to get to the point where the co-opted part is surpassed, or melted away, or burned in the divine light of love. However you want to call it. There are a lot of ways to call what seems to be physically going on, but those are my thoughts. Some thoughts I had recently. Anyway, yeah. Let me know what you think. Bye.